Welcome back to my channel and my series on building a food empire. It's the last interview that I have in this particular series, but who knows, maybe I'll be back with more. But today I'm really excited because I am joined by Atreka, who is the owner of All Nations Vegan House, which is a Caribbean restaurant in Dalston. And you've also recently opened a takeaway place as well.
Yes. In
Stoke Newington, which we're going to talk about as well. I'm very excited. So thank you so much for being on my channel.
You're welcome, my queen. Thank you for choosing me.
So just to get things started off, tell us a little bit about yourself, just your background, what you were doing, I guess, before you were running the restaurant.
Okay. Yeah, so with me, I'm a mom of 7 boys. And before here, I used to do like cooking meals at my door at home. Okay. I also used to do events. You know, a very close friend of mine, Louise Sam, she's a herbalist, so she used to have events, workshops, and she used to ask me to do the catering for that. And like other people used to like ask me to do catering for events also. So, you know, that's how it gets started.
Okay. Yeah. So you've always kind of had this love for cooking, I guess.
Yes, I have this love because I've been cooking since I was 8.
Yeah.
You know, family dinners back home in Jamaica. I'm a mom of 8 of us. And I was the one who took interest in cooking at an early age. Yeah. And, you know, she just let me do it. And from that day on, it's just something I love doing. Yeah. You know, it's just a passion. When I'm in the kitchen, that's my zone. I come alive. So
I like that.
Thank
in
you.
the zone. So you've been cooking for a really long time.
Yeah, really long time.
Started at a young age and developed your craft in that way.
Yeah.
So what was the journey leading up to the restaurant?
Well, the journey leading up to All Nations. You know, I take ill in 2008. I had fibroids and I did an operation straight after. It was 15 centimeters long. So it was the size of a football. Then, you know, I was really confused, puzzled. Why is this? Then I met a herbalist, Darren, and that started me on my journey. He's a raw foodist, you know. I then went on raw food for 3 years and my juicing. And, you know, just learning about different way of, you know, nourishing your body and everything. So from then on, that started my journey, like on a vegan diet. And I'm really loving it, you know, because it makes you feel, the way it makes you feel, it's different. I used to feel like drowsy every minute, sleepy, tired. And now, you know, give me this burst, this energy, I don't know, you know, because I have to keep up with my kids, I have to do this as well. And I'm not feeling like drained down. I have the odd days when I do feel a bit tired, but not drained down like I can't move. Because even though I feel tired, I still have the energy to do what I need to do. Right. You know, and even now I have to like cook at this location and distribute the food at the second location. So it's even more. So that's what it did for me, really. You know, so I just say, you know what, if it works, why change it?
Why change it?
You know?
Yeah.
So that's how the pathway started off with the vegan. Because first I just used to cook in the past I used to cook like Caribbean food. You know, a lot of people know that I'm good at that. But then when I became a vegan, I wanted to, you know, kind of satisfy my taste bud, or I used to eat. So I kind of, you know, play with my dishes and, you know, get the recipe that other people seem to enjoy now. So that's the beauty in it. You know, that, you know, some of the creation that I do, other people do appreciate it as well. And it's not only coming from family members. Like, you know, family members used to say, like, oh, Atreka, your food is very good, you know. Well, I think that because you're family, you know, they're just giving me a sell head. But, you know, when I see other people, they come and they, you know, honestly appreciate the food for what it is, it just really motivates me to, like, want to go and want to do more. Yeah. So that's the beauty in it.
That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Have you always had the dream to have a restaurant?
Yes, I always have the dream to have a restaurant. And before, tell you this. I used to work here before I owned it. It was a Caribbean restaurant.
Okay.
And one day I was cooking downstairs and I stood in the middle of the kitchen and I said, I'm going to own this restaurant and I'm going to turn it into a vegan restaurant. And I went home and I said it to Milton at the time, so he was there to confirm it. And he said, yes. And I said, the type of clientele that I'm going to get in this restaurant. And when it happened, you know, I have to just remind myself. So sometimes we say things and put it out there, but we don't know the power behind that, you know. So it's also good to whatever you're thinking, just try to say it out loud, let the wind carry.
Yeah.
And now look where we are.
I love that.
You know, so yeah. You know.
That's so beautiful. I like that. So
Thank
you kind of, you know, it was always a dream of yours to own your own restaurant or run a restaurant.
Yeah.
You put the word out there and you just kind of saw it happen slowly over time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Most
that's
definitely.
really great. And so what were some of the challenges that you kind of came across when you started running the restaurant full time?
Well, the challenges that I really came across is like to get, because now I've got like my cousin, mostly family in, that they volunteer. It's like to get people to come in that really passionate about what they're doing. And, you know, it's hard because sometimes you want things to do a certain way and they're used to doing it their way.
Right.
So it's kind of, you know, the challenges are there. But I know that, you know, in time we'll get to find the right people to fill the right positions. But that's the biggest challenge. And because sometimes I want that things done a certain way, I tend to do too much because I'll be doing what I need to do in the kitchen, and I'll be, you know, up and forth, making sure everything is okay because it didn't do that way. So, yeah, you know.
I'm sure a lot of entrepreneurs can kind of agree with that point. That, you know, when you're doing something, it can be very hard to kind of find a team around you that is on the same wavelength as you and kind of does things in the way that you want to do. Yeah, I think that's just one of those unnecessary but, you know, necessary things you have to go through, the process of finding the right people around you.
That's so true.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Yeah, and I hope it works out though.
Yeah, you know, I tell you, you know, sometimes the fear of like doing something sometimes can hold you back a bit, because sometimes if you take in, you know, consideration like all the things that need to be done, it's like that fear. But the good thing with me, I didn't know about all the things that need to be done. You know, I just get into it and I'm learning each day as I go. But I'm learning by doing it. So sometimes we can't let the fear of that hold us back. Because if I didn't know everything that needs to be done, probably I wouldn't start. I would still be thinking about, all right, how am I going to get to that point? Or what I'm going to do to get to that point. But now when you're in it and you're doing it, there's no escape. You just have to. So you will find a way.
Yes.
And then it becomes easier. And then you at least you learn that. You know, and there's a lot of things I don't know and I still don't know. But the good thing, I've got a lot of sisters, you know, that around me that do know things and they aid me along the way. Even Bettylicious cook, you know, that sister Betty, she showed me a lot. She showed me a lot because she's in the food industry. And she said, well, Atreka, you know, okay, you can do this and you can do that. You know, because I'm good at what I'm doing. What I do, the cooking part of it, but the cooking part of it is just one part of it. There's a whole new other side that you still need to see, you know. And I'm learning every day. And Louise Sam, you know, she was here in the beginning, helping me out as well. And you know, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. A lot of sisters that really believe in what I'm doing and willing to say, well, Atreka, you know what, you could do it the easier way, you could do it that way instead of doing it, you know, the long way. And a lot of kings come in, they give me advice. A lot of queens, they give me advice. So it keeps on coming, and I keep on learning each step of the way. And I think that's the beauty within it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because with me, I'm dyslexic, you know, so a lot of things I see different. And, you know, for them to be so generous and just come and just give me information. And yeah, it's beautiful.
It's great.
And I'm enjoying the journey.
Yeah. So what you found is that really when you started on this sort of journey, you've had a community of people surrounding you who kind of want the best for you.
And push me in the right direction. Even when I just start out there was this brother that named Wayne. He's and he don't eat out, you know, and a friend of him came here and they tell him that he can come down and see what it's like, and he came and he started to ask me about my ingredients and the stuff I use, and I told him he had a meal here, and he went away and he posted on his WhatsApp and he said, listen, I don't eat out, but I recommend this place. And that weekend it was beautiful. I just opened, and that weekend there were people just bombarding the door.
Nice.
Everyone, Wayne send us. So it was just beautiful, and the energy of everyone that they're glad for the space. It was something beautiful. And again, I must mention Brother Davis. He came along, you know, a friend again told him that we were here. He didn't know that we were here. And we have a meal. And he enjoyed it, and he said, sister, I need to go to interview you outside. He went, he did it. He sent it out on Facebook and on WhatsApp. And the same thing happened for the whole of that month of September. People was just flooding the shop. Oh, we saw you on WhatsApp, we saw you on Facebook, we saw that video. So again, the power of social media, again, to letting our people know that, you know, this space is here, and this is what we're doing. And, you know, you can have a try if you like it, you know. You never know. So that's it. And the community spirit is beautiful. More than anything, I'm loving that. I'm loving the love and the support, you know, from the community. It's really a beauty.
It's so good. And word of mouth, nothing beats word of mouth, right?
That's so true.
Because you're on social media as well. You're on Instagram, you have Facebook page as well. But, you know, part of the reality of being a business owner is that you don't always have the time, right, to post daily or to do all the things on social media that, you know, one expects an entrepreneur to do. So then having a community of people who are able to repost things for you, share, and kind of encourage other people to come along must be so wonderful.
It is beautiful. It is, because sometimes when they do post, I just go on it and repost it. So it makes it easy.
They create the content.
It makes it so easy. And sometimes, you know, some people will say, oh, Atreka, you need to post more stuff, you need to post more. But as I said again, the time. Sometimes it's just the time, and as soon as I get a bit of free time, I, you know, go on and do what I can do. So and I appreciate all those followers that is patient with me to post. So that's the beauty in it, my queen. And I'm enjoying the journey, and wherever it may take me, you know, I look back and I feel proud that I did it, and I did it the way I wanted to do it. Because the thing is, you know, with working for someone, it doesn't give you the freedom of creativity. And, you know, because sometimes it's a set way, they set it for you to do it. But the beauty by, you know, working for yourself and doing what you're doing, it gives you that creativity. Because I'll tell you, I came up with my cinnamon bulgur. I was in the kitchen one day and I was cooking the normal bulgur, and then I just feel the spirit to throw some cinnamon in the bulgur, and I just and then that was a beauty. Everyone loves it, and me myself, I love it. But so if I was like following a schedule, you know, working for someone, I couldn't do that. So some of my dishes comes out that way. Sometimes I go to my bed, I dream, and I wake up and I said, okay, I'm going to do this tomorrow. And then Milton will say, yeah, but how it's going to taste? I said, I know the taste already, because I work it out already before I do it.
I've dreamt it in my head.
So that's the beauty. That's the beauty. You know, it allows you to just go and when I'm free and when I'm not tired, it comes. My dreams comes and I go in the kitchen and I be creative. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's priceless.
I love that. And I can so relate to that, to the idea of just having that freedom to create exactly what you want to create.
So
you know, and even speaking about the creativity, then even the concept of the restaurant itself. Can you tell us a little bit about how you were inspired to design it in the way it is? I've noticed there are a lot of bright colors. It's so beautiful and like warm and welcoming. So what was your sort of inspiration there?
Okay, so my inspiration really, it was like I love books. I love being around books because I always have this idea in my head that one day I will do my own book. I write my own book. And because of my learning difficulties, dyslexic, so I read by memory and not by pronunciation. So, you know, I always love books, but the books that I love like books that inspire you to do things or you learn things from. And all my boys, they're fluent reader and their dad is a reader as well. So I just, you know, love the concept. So that give me the idea for, you know, surround the shop with the books that you see. Most of them is from my library as well. And then the plants, because I like plants, I like living things. And I just put the two together and it works. People come in, they like the atmosphere. And then with the African print fabrics, you know, I said if I could give it little of Africa as well, it would be beautiful.
A little touch of home.
A little Bob Marley looking down, the touch of Jamaica. So that's where that came from.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So when I came in for the interview today, I saw you sort of in the kitchen doing your own thing. What's a typical day like for you here?
Okay, so a typical day like for me here, when I come in, I go in the kitchen, and once I go in the kitchen, that's me in the kitchen for like around 6 hours. And then the girls, they will be upstairs, they will be serving, you know, so I'll just get the menu out the way that I need to get out the way. And
so you're more of the behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes. You know, the other day I'd have to be up on the floor and someone came in and they're like, it's been months I haven't seen you, because most of the time I have to be behind the scene. Now when we just start out and I was on my own, you know, I have to like split it. I have to like be in the kitchen. As soon as I put the bell on the door so I could hear when the door opened. And when the bell goes, I will rush up the stairs, then serve, then back in the kitchen, you know. But you know, we give thanks now for the progress, and we could have, you know, our volunteers or family member upstairs now, because it is a lot of work, as you know, it is a lot of work. But loving it, it makes it a lot more easier, you know, and you know, and I think that's for me. That's you know, that's where I come alive.
Would you say it's a passion and the love that keeps you going, even through the hard times?
Even through the hard times, it does. You know, because the love for it does. I don't know if it gives you a bit of extra little boots, but I can't explain it. But it just gives me that to just keep on going. And not only that, you know I've got 7 sons. And they're
which is incredible, by the way.
Thank you. They're brilliant young boys, and I want them to see that, you know, see what I do, and know that okay, you know. But if mom can do this, the limit for us is beyond. You know, and I want them to see that and have that. You know, to know that they can do and much greater and be whatever they want to be. And, you know, it's unlimited for them. You know, so that's why I keep on pushing as well.
I like that. It's so forward looking, you know, because it's a lot of what we do is not just for the here and now. It's how we're inspiring the people coming behind us and the next generation coming. And I mean, you have living, breathing examples around you every day in your 7 sons. So Yeah, that's really, really wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so so your sort of daily routine is sort of coming into the restaurant. It's kind of getting stuck into the creative side of doing the cooking.
Yes, yes. But before that starts, you know, my routine starts at home. Mm-hmm. So my routine, after get up early in the morning, then I'll make the boys pack lunch because they have lunch bags to take to school. I'll take them to school. I'll make my way down to the shop.
Wow, what a long, it must be a long day.
So it's a long day.
Very, very long day.
Yeah, so it's a long day.
Yeah, but worth it.
But it's worth it.
Yeah.
It is worth it. And to see, like, you know, lots of happy customer,
Mm-hmm.
it's worth it. And just yesterday, 2 Queen came in. They had a late evening, and they say they get recommended to come here. And they say we were highly recommended.
Mm.
And, you know, that was beautiful. And then after they complete their meal, you know, they were so satisfied. It's nice to see that. You get, you know, different characters through the door, and they have one thing in common: their taste buds.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's beautiful to see, you know, everyone, you know, they respond in the same way, and different characters. You know, the highest of people, or the middle class, or the just normal people, is the same thing, the same taste bud.
Yeah.
If something don't taste nice, it don't taste nice.
It doesn't taste nice.
And if they like it, they love it. And that's beautiful.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit then about customers and your clientele.
Yeah.
So, of course, the food has to be delicious, right? That is what keeps people coming back. It's what gets the glowing reviews.
Yeah.
What other hospitality tips do you have, or have you kind of noticed that are really important ever since you've kind of been in the trade?
The most thing I know that is really, really important, even before the food, and I used to always sit and talk, you know, said about like our Caribbean shops. You know, we have so much to offer, like with our flavors and everything, but I think the service doesn't do it any justice.
Okay.
And I always say, you know, if you could change that and have an atmosphere, be polite and be friendly and be warm, that within itself is before anything else. Because people can go anywhere to have good food. It's not only you have good food. You know, other people has the creative side of them, and they, you know, they passionate also about what they do and put out the best. But for someone to come and then to get the warmth, you know, it touched them in a way that they said, you know what, we're gonna come, we're gonna support this sister, you know, because you know, not only that, you know, she present the food right, but we get the warmth and the friendliness and the atmosphere is right. And I think that is the point as well. Once you can create that, you know, the warmth, everything else is a plus. But that is first.
Absolutely.
You know, that is first. When I just started out and I was having like friends to help me, I have people telling me, "Well, Atreka, you're crazy," because I used to like do the coleslaw. I used to give it away, and I never used to sell it. And they're like, "You're crazy. What you doing? No one do that. You know, people have to get paid. You have to sell the coleslaw." Well, I said, I know what I'm doing, because people have to know something first.
Yes.
And once they know it, they will end up buying it. So that was my way of introducing it to them, by giving it to them. But she didn't know what I was doing, you know, and she didn't ask me. She just want to say, I'm crazy, but that's okay.
But you know your intentions, and you know the reasons why you're doing it.
And from there, pure people will see, because they can't disguise it.
Yeah. Now I have to let the audience know that we met at the Precious Awards.
Yes,
a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it left a really big impression on me.
Oh, thank you, Tony.
In the sense that you're a very warm person,
Thank you.
It's so like authentic and so real,
Thank
and it's very refreshing to see just someone, especially you know in the food world and hospitality trade, that can make and break what you do.
That's so true.
And you do it so well.
Thank you.
And the other thing is, you guys definitely come to the restaurant, try the food, and meet Atreka, because she's such a lovely person. And I don't know if you've already noticed through the interview, but she calls people queens and kings, which I love. I think that's so great.
Thank you.
Yeah, so like if you want like an ego boost or like a confidence boost as well, then this is a place to come, as well as the delicious food.
Thank you.
So very briefly then, we've talked a lot. You've given so many tips and advice already.
Yeah.
But if you could boil it down to just a couple of things, someone's out there, they want to maybe get into the restaurant trade, and they want to kind of maybe build something for themselves around a restaurant or even a cafe or something like that. Where do they start? What should they do?
The most important thing, when you're starting off, you're sure about what you want to do. That's the most important thing. You know that, okay, then you want to open a restaurant or anything you want to do, be sure about it. Because when you be sure about it in yourself, then I think what will happen, you start mixing the steps towards it, and then the universe will put things together to make that leap. And sometimes, because when I just started, they were, the good thing, I didn't have to buy like the furnitures and that. They were already there. But like all my ingredients, all the other stuff I'd have to get as well. For people that like want to start, knowing what you're doing, what you want to do, be sure of it. And when you know and when you're sure of it, then take the little steps. Don't afraid. What was my biggest fear? Ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. You don't know everything, but there's a lot of other people that we know stuff. And if it's just one thing someone can say, put you in a direction you need to go.
Yeah.
So just ask, talk. This is what I want to do. How can I go about doing it? Do you know anything about this area? Yeah, because a lot of things that I didn't know, that helps to talk. Yeah, because I'm telling you, from my journey and the amount of kings and queens give me advice and put me in the direction that I should be going, it's beautiful. Yeah. It's beautiful, and I'm not ashamed to say, boy, I don't know everything. Some of the things I don't know, but surround yourself with people who do know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the beauty.
I could not agree more. So just to round up then, tell us a little bit about the future plans for All Nations Vegan House. You've just opened a takeaway place, so clearly you're looking to expand.
Yes. My queen, the future for All Nations, if I have my way, it'd be lovely to have a little branch all over the UK in the near future to come. If we can have a takeaway here, a restaurant there, a takeaway here, that would be beautiful. And to start off something, even like a little franchise, that people know that, okay, they can use All Nations, but set their standard a certain way, with all means, So, yes, so hopefully, I know my head is big, but hopefully, hopefully.
Sometimes you have to dream big.
I'm telling you, and put it out there.
Put it out there.
That's what I'm trying to do.
You never know.
That's so true. I'm putting it out there, and then, let the beauty and the energy just take it where it needs to go.
Yeah.
And that's the good thing. And, when you do something and you love it, and, what you give, people can see what you give is in what you do. I think that's priceless.
Yeah.
I think that, and people will just see for what it is.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah. So then, where can people find you?
So online, we're at All Nations Vegan House on Instagram, also on Facebook. And for our location for the restaurant is 8 Sandringham Road, EA2LP. And for the takeaway is in Stoke Newington, so that's N16 7HR.
Perfect.
Number 2B, now Woodford.
Perfect. I'm going to leave all of that information in the description as well, so people can find it.
Thank you, my queen.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure talking to you.
No, the pleasure is all mine. Thank you so much for coming down. I know your schedule and everything, and for doing this also. You're a true queen. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
You're welcome.